Well, sitting here adjusting my bike, my Schwinn Aerodyne bike, and it's a little slack here in the drivetrain and all that. So trying to tighten that up. And as I was doing that, I thought it'd be, pardon me, but I thought it would be a little more photogenic to see my stationary bike here than watch me talk. But anyhow, I was working on the bike, and Valentina came in and she said, "Daddy, I have something I have to tell you." And now, she's my 10-year-old, as many of you know, and her first name is Dana, so some of you know her as Dana. But anyhow, and yeah, she's my stepdaughter, but she's my daughter, and I'm her dad. And so she came in and she said, "Daddy, I've got to tell you something." I said, well, I stopped working on the bike and I said, "Well, what is it, Valentina?" I always call her Valentina. That's her middle name. And she said, "Well, Daddy, I killed Rosie." And I was shocked. Now, Rosie, the backstory on this, Rosie was our very first pet fish. Actually, probably one of our very first pets, aside from sow bugs and a couple other smaller creatures. But as far as a real pet, it was Rosie, and we loved Rosie. And Rosie had been with us for about a month when she died, and it was really a hard moment in the family. We all mourned Rosie, especially Sophie. Sophie and I were closer to her, and we mourned Rosie. And Sophie built not just a tomb, but like a mausoleum for her in Minecraft, and wrote a book for her and buried it with her. And we took her real body, and we're waiting for the ground to thaw out so we can bury her outside. We put her temporarily on hold in cold storage in the freezer in a little little glass jar. So Rosie's waiting to be buried when the flowers start to bloom. But anyhow, so you can see it was a tough moment for all of us. And so when Valentina came forward just now, it's been about a month, like I said, since Rosie died, and she said, "I killed Rosie." I said, I mean, I was shocked, I was surprised, I was amazed. And I said, "Well, you didn't. What happened?" I said, "You killed Rosie." I said, "Did you do it on purpose?" And she said, "No." And I said, "Oh, well, what happened?" And she said, "Well, when I got mad and I was flicking the light switch on and off," she said, "it was I that did that." Now, the heater for Rosie's fish tank was connected at that time was connected to a switchable outlet. And what had happened is that when Valentina switched that outlet off, no lights went off, but Rosie's tank heater went off, and it was a cold night, and we keep things pretty cold at night. And by the next morning, Rosie was dead at the bottom of her tank. And so I just want to say that, and Valentina and I talked about that a little bit, and I told her that, hey, since she didn't do it on purpose, that there was just no guilt involved. She didn't do it on purpose. But I told her, I said, "I'm just so glad and so happy that you came to us and said that." And she said, "Yeah, Daddy," she said, "I was thinking that, I might wait a long time and tell you guys sometime in the future." But she said, "With this coronavirus, we might all die, or you might die." And she said, "I just wanted to tell you now." And well, I just told her, I said, "Well, honey," I said, "I am so glad that you came forward and said that." I said, "I really appreciate it. I said, you did the right thing to tell your sister and me that." And she said, "Yeah, my sister's still kind of mad." And I said, "Well, yeah, but," I said, you didn't do anything on purpose. And I just want to tell you how great it is and how much I admire you for having the courage to do that." And that was, and then she said, "Oh, Daddy, I just feel so much better now I've told you that." And, this may not be your specific circumstance. You may not have had a dead fish in the family. But during this time, just know that the hearts and souls minds, the spirits, the emotions of any kids that you're dealing with are just, trying to cope with what we're all trying to cope with. And I don't know. We just have to work with them and be with them and hang together. So anyhow, yeah, I guess it's my COVID sense message on forgiveness. I think whether it's kids involved or adults involved, there's a lot of forgiveness that could be taken and given and would just make the present a lot better and probably the future too. Okay, well, be safe and be well. Visit you again before too long. Bye-bye.